blown away with what I've learned, the people that I've met.
He brought the big guns out for this 5-day marathon. He brought in big people with big ideas.
And in 3 days, I feel that, wow, the learning is just incredible.
It's really transformed what opportunities and options are out there.
The experts that he brought in front of us, were absolutely incredible.
I learned a lot. All the people that he invited to share their learnings, they're all expert in the field.
But I've learned so much. You have brought people on to your show that I never expected.
I've never thought that I would actually be here with like a gem.
During the time of the program, I actually produced work.
Collaborate.
Speaking of produced work, hey there, everybody. This is Ken Krell. I help people build incredibly irresistible digital events, and we're going to do a little irresistible thing right now because everything is crumbling and I got to get away from the computer and over there to the kitchen. So come on with me. Oh, and maybe you couldn't hear me real well because the microphone's actually over here, but today is Crumble Day. That is right. Today, still hot? Not so much. Yep, it's hot. Today, we just baked an apple crumble. That's me, myself, and I. And it came out of the oven about 10, 15 minutes ago, and I want some. And I thought I'd share it with you. So I'm not near the computer. It's about 6 feet away from me in front of me here. But I'm going to bake. I just baked. I'm going to dive into this right now because I can. I was at yoga on Sunday morning, and there was a wonderful woman that was there. Actually, I'll use a spoon this time, who was talking about a blueberry crumble. And I have her on video. I should probably play it for you. Anyway, I was inspired, and I was at my Aldi just the other day looking for stuff. And there was apples in a little container like that. That's got nectarines in it. And I said to myself, self, I know it's not part of the diet, but guess what? I could be dying yet. I'm going to live right now. So here we are. I'm going to dive into this. Let me see if I can put this up on something so you can see what I'm doing here. Let's see what I got here that I can stick it on top of here. I know. We'll lay it on this. So maybe it gives it a bit of an angle for you so you can see. Get this out of the way. This pineapple's got to get cut in two. All right, there's the crumble. And I'm going to go and just dive on in. Oh, my goodness. There's oats on the top and walnuts into the oats. And, oh, this looks really good. Whoops. Okay, well, you got the idea. I'm diving into it here. I can't give you a close-up because I'm doing this on the Mac across the way here. But what I can do is, let's see if I can come closer to you so you can see it. I'll use a spoon because I think it's going to require a spoon. So let's see if I can show this to you right over here like this. Let's see if this works. A little bit better. Except I got to bring the camera down. You can see. Let's just bring the camera down here. Here we go. Oh, now we got it. Now we got it. Check. Hang on a minute. Check that out. There's my crumble. Who's watching me now? Now I'm sitting at the computer. Glenn is, yeah, there we go. Hey, Glenn. So I'm going to dive into this. It's my first ever apple crumble. I am excited. There's a little bit of topping on this. Here we go. I'm going to bring it back to me here. Spin this back up again. There we go. Oh, that's good. That is really good. That is really, really, really good. Now, oh my goodness. Wow. I think I need to do a cooking show because let me tell you something. This is stunning. I'm so sweaty from the gym up here. Wow. I gotta tell you something. This is a winner. I went on Google, and I Googled crumble recipes in addition to what I had. Oh boy. Oh, so good. Now, there's a lesson here. So hey Karen. So I Googled it. It's great. I'll tell you what recipe I got. It's Recipe 10 Eats. And it's our apple crumble. Recipe10eats.com/apple crumble. My God, they also have a chocolate self-saucing pudding. I'm gonna make that later on too. That maybe that'll be my Thanksgiving thing. So, oh my goodness. But yeah, this is great. So I will once I post some. I should have taken the pictures of this. But anyway, it's real. It's really good. Actually, I'm gonna get you a better. Ow, it's hot. Hang on. I'll bring the camera down here so you can see the whole thing again. There we go. Is that not stuff? That's just so good. So good. So I have to have a little bit more before I touch the camera again because it's really good. I'm glad you're with us. Now, the woman that did the recipe would yell at me about this because there's no ice cream here. And apparently, I'm going to go straight to hell because they didn't put ice cream on top of this. But I'm a purist. What can I say? And there's no room in my freezer for ice cream anyway. Whipped cream wouldn't be bad. This is really, really good. Now, apparently, the difference between a crumble and a apple crisp is crumble isn't supposed to have nuts, but I don't follow the rules very often. So there's walnuts in the topping, along with oats, and a little bit of flour and stuff. So probably all the things you shouldn't be having because there's sugar in it and stuff. But I'll tell you what, if you're going to get hit by a truck, eat this first. You know what I'm saying? Now, I should give you a little bit of a lesson along with this. And I think part of the lesson is that no matter what you do, people are interested. One of the first live streams that was ever done, apparently, was 7 minutes of no content, just cooking bacon. And gosh, I'm going blank on Joel Comm and Joel Comm's name. I'm going blank on Joel Comm's name. Joel Comm did that, and people just kept watching and watching and watching. He was frying bacon, nothing very exciting. So what I could have done, should have done, didn't do, was have you guys watch me actually make this. But the point is this. You have a message and people want to hear it, and people want to get to know you as well. Not just what you're going to teach them, not just the wisdom that you give them, but also the who you are. Because we relate to people and people are buying you, not just your wisdom, but also you and your heart. And so if you can bring them into your home and bring them into your kitchen, yay, speaking of which, and share some fun things, fantastic. Now, I have a program. I want to invite you to a webinar, actually, to what masterclass I'm doing. Let me put it in here. Let me find it real quick. Nope, that's not here. It's here. I'll give you a link. Get yourself registered for our upcoming masterclass because I'm doing it tomorrow. I'm going to do it every day except Thanksgiving. I'm going to do it live. And it's all about how you can really create your own digital events and create massive amounts of leverage in your community, create notoriety, build a bigger audience, make a couple of truckloads of money, help the world, and have a great time doing it. It's really awesome. And when you can do something like this, when you can, when you can do stuff that's fun like this and have people learning from it at the same time, ergo the lesson right now, you're not working anymore, you're playing and having a great time doing so. And people are going to love you for that. So I encourage you so much to come join me for this masterclass. It's free. And it will inspire you to come to our Pride event. Just realized I didn't shave either. Pride stands for Produce Ridiculously Irresistible Digital Events. And this is all about that. It's all about how you can truly be present for your audience so that they know, like, trust, and moreover, love you. Because once they love you, they can't get enough of you. And that's the beautiful thing. Listen, if you were here, we'd make apple crumble together. But I can tell you what, during Pride, I also cook. It's all part of the experience. And you will get to see that when you join us. So go to the masterclass. Come join us for the masterclass. It is just in a few hours, actually. I think I might get some sleep in the meantime because it is 10 o'clock at night here in Australia. And I will encourage you to come spend an hour and a half with me. We'll have a great time. I promise you that. You'll learn a bunch of new things and recognize just how powerful this really is. Now they're coming in. They're finding me on the food. Yes, Cindy. It comes complete with apple crisp, fresh, out of the oven. That was really good. Hey, Eric. Yeah, only 3 o'clock in the morning there. See, this is like the perfect food for 3 o'clock in the morning. Actually, years ago, when I was in London, I was at the theater many years ago. And I met a couple. I was there by myself. I think I was like 20 years old or something. And I met a couple. I don't know how we met. We met at the bar during the interval. He worked at the produce market or something, or the food market or whatever it was. So at 5 o'clock in the morning, he was going to work, and his wife did whatever. Anyhow, they adopted me, took me home, and at like 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever it was, we made pancakes with whatever. It was amazing, right? And then a couple hours later, he took me to the food market and showed me around the London food market. It was brilliant. Opening up your home to people, letting them in, and certainly doing that from yeah, thank you. It's pretty cool. It's pretty stunning what this camera does. But letting people into your home really allows you to communicate on a completely different level and really does make it more intimate. And when it's more intimate, people learn better, they learn more, and they stay with you. You retain your audience. And that's what I want you to be able to do. When you're stuffy and are operating from just fact without the emotion, without the connection, people get bored and they have no reason to be with you. You know, unless you're the only game in town, which by the way, you are in so many ways. But if the information you have and the way you deliver it is so similar to what everybody else does, then why do they need you? So you need to do something that makes you different. I think today, Apple Crisp makes me a little bit different and better. So this is a, to answer your question, this is a Sony a6400 with a 35 millimeter 1.8 lens. The key is the lens. And it's really good. It's really, really good. It's not inexpensive, but well worth it. I shifted from my Mac camera, which I guess I can show it to you now. Look at the difference between the Mac camera and this. Hang on, watch this. This is the Mac camera right now. Wow, right? I could change the angle. It's not bad, but when you go to this, woohoo, big difference. Big difference. So yeah, it makes just a bit difference in the experience for everybody. And it allows you to kind of be wherever you want. It's so much better. But let me make something clear. When you're first getting started, you don't need anything other than your computer camera, your iPhone camera. Hell, I did my it was a 35 millimeter 1.8, and I got the Sony lens that went with it. So that's what it was. Thank you. I appreciate that, Cindy. So it's really terrific. Yeah, it's pretty darn awesome. Actually, everybody's been asking me, "What's your camera? What'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you get?" Which is really cool. So I gotta thank Chuck for that, because my buddy Chuck told me all about how to do that. It's great. But let me get back to the point. You don't need this camera. People aren't buying me because of the camera. They're not buying me because of this camera. It's wonderful, and my mother loves it. You know, that's what's important. Mom gets to see her son looking really much better now, right? But you have what you need. My first event, our first Pride event, was shot with my GoPro. And I look at it now and I'm like, oh, it's embarrassing. But guess what? It was perfect then. And it would be perfect today too, because what counted was the experience for people. What counted was yeah, there you go. What counted was the knowledge and the wisdom that was transferred over in the messaging. It didn't matter whether there was no bells and whistles. What mattered was that the information that was distributed, the experience that the audience had, the connection that we had, the amazing energy that Lynn Rose brought to the experience, and so on, that made the difference. So don't get wrapped up in, oh my gosh, I've got to have another camera. Oh my gosh, I've got to have another special mic. Now, I'll tell you on the mic. So this is an Audio Technica, whatever, and this is pretty easy. It had a long leash to it, so I was able to bring it to the kitchen with me. But when I speak, and it's all used as if I'm sitting at the desk. And by the way, this is my dining room table, which masks as my office. And in front of me is the city. So I've got an amazing view looking out in front of me while I'm talking to you guys. So it's really pretty fun. Anyway, when I'm speaking and I do a real event, yeah, go back to sleep, Eric. And I can't believe you got up to see me at 3 o'clock in the morning like this. Go to bed. I will be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, probably getting ready for this masterclass I'm delivering. but here's the, and actually, Eric, I'll tell you what, while you're still up, hit me up tomorrow. I want to have you see if you can't share some goodness about Pride. Let's fill the event up, get some more people in there. Anyway, when I do my Pride event, for example, or do anything else, typically I like to stand. I think it's better energy when you're standing, and I'm used to presenting on a physical stage. So when I do an event and I'm teaching for a day or 2 or 3 at a time, I'm speaking and I'm pacing and I'm walking and so on, or I'm sitting on a bar stool, but I'm not sitting at a desk like this, because let's face it, it gets old after a while. So standing up, I think, is better energy for us as speakers. At least for me, it is. So, right, exactly. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb from 10 p.m. till 7 a.m. So the world could come to an end, and I'll be sleeping just fine throughout it. Anyway, I do have a Madonna mic, and it's wireless. Now, I've used that for years. I've had it for 20 plus years. There are inexpensive versions of that won't set you back a lot. Mine is probably the same brand Madonna uses, frankly, because it's the mic for that. It's made by a company called Countryman, and it's hundreds of dollars. But I've also had it for 20 plus years, so certainly well worth it. But you can get a microphone that is a headset mic that's unobtrusive, that's even portable, so it's wireless for not very much money. So I recommend that, because now what I could have done, I just got a bit lazy, didn't want to set it up, but it's gonna be really fun, Cindy. So there's a belt pack which transmits then to the base station, and then there's this business, and I run the wire behind my back. So I could have simply walked around from the kitchen to here without wondering about moving this thing, right? And the mic would have been right here. But since I'm putting apple crumble, speaking of which, it's time for the fix. Hang on. Oh my God, this is so good. Anyway, sorry about that. No, I'm not. This is really good. Since I'm eating, I didn't want to have the mic right by the face, but there's still enough room for you to be able to do that. But sound is more important than video, frankly, because I need to hear you and understand you. That's the most important thing. So what's the lesson for today? I want to finish this. And I've got my friend Bob from the gym is coming over. He dared me to make this tonight, and I was like, hell yeah. So we just did body pump and yoga together. He went and he had his dinner. He's coming over. He may work a couple hours here, and then he's going to go home, and I'm going to maybe catch a couple hours sleep before masterclass. So the masterclass is going to be about 90 minutes, Cindy. I'm going to talk about why digital events are crushing physical events, why they're better than probably ever before, how you can do your events, how you get them to show up and stay. We'll talk about the numbers, a little bit about what the numbers can be, what kind of money you can make with it. We'll talk about the differences between physical and digital, and why digital is much less risk as well. I'm going to probably throw a few more things in as well. It's going to be really great, I promise you, because everything I do, I try to do as pretty great as we can possibly do. And it'll be the first time that you hear it, because it's the first time I'll be doing it tomorrow. It is for you guys on the East Coast in the US, or Canada for that matter, 3 p.m. Eastern time. That's noon Pacific. And that translates to me here in Sydney at 7 a.m. No, yeah, at 7 a.m. So just, again, get yourself registered. We're going to do it on Zoom. You should have Zoom confirmations coming in. I just changed the entire campaign today to move it back to Zoom. I much prefer Zoom as a platform. And I can talk about that tomorrow as well. It will be 100% live. When you register, there's an opportunity to watch the recording. Come see me live. It's going to be better. Trust me. Live is always better. Live always converts better, but you get to answer questions and just really engage. So that's what we'll do. And that's it. If you guys have any more questions, comments, or whatever, pop it in the old Chatterino, and I'll look at it right now real quick. I'm desperate to have more of my crumble. Once again, I'll show this to you. There it is. I'll bring the camera down. Give you a better. There we are. Oh, not yet. A little bit more. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're crumbling along, right? So I think, okay, super, Cindy. That's great. Yeah. So I encourage everybody else to come and join me. Cindy, bring your friends. This is going to be a bundle of fun. I promise you. Hey, Bonnie, I love you. What are you doing up so late? And are you still in the Caribbean? let me know what's going on. I love you. You're awesome. Bonnie Faye is phenomenal. She's been at many of my events and spoken at many of my events. She's absolutely tremendous. Thank you. Yep. I think my apple crumble looks pretty phenomenal too. Let's see if I can get, I'm not there yet. Okay. The tilt you can't automate. I'm looking to buy something that actually will remote control go up and down, which I can do. And I just found that the other day. So I'm going to order that for me for Christmas. See if they have a Black Friday sale. Oh God, it's so good. When I do this chocolate recipe, that's gonna be incredible. Yep. Yay, baby. So Bonnie, let's talk about Bonnie for a minute. While we have her here. Oh my God, this is so good. Oh boy. So Bonnie has lived in New York for years. When the pandemic hit, I'll tell you in a minute, Bonnie. When the pandemic hit, she packed up, took her mom, went down to, I think the Dominican Republic is where you are, right? Or one of the islands down there. I used to live in St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands, so I've been an island boy as well. And she's been there ever since. And she's still doing her business online, having a blast. She's been there since before April, because when we were doing our Opportunity Thon event in April, she said to me, we need to pre-record because just in case the power goes out or we lose our internet or whatever, I want to be sure that I don't miss it. That's a sign of a professional. So yeah, there we go. She's in the Dominican Republic. And she's like, how can you have a bad day there? Having lived in the Caribbean for so many years. And by the way, it's not always the most amazing thing. I mean, you have hurricanes that come through. For you here on this side of the world, they're known as typhoons, and they can be dangerous. I've lived through them. Lived through Hurricane Hugo. Took the roof off of many of the homes I'd financed. Took the roof off my office, above my desk. Only part of our office suite that lost a roof was above my brand new desk. So there's some danger there, and it's more expensive, certainly, because everything is shipped in either by boat or by plane. So there are trade-offs. But to live in and to be in quarantine on a beach, I think that's pretty okay. I think it's pretty okay. That's the beauty of being able to run your business online, and when you have digital events like you're seeing right now, as long as we got Wi-Fi, we're in business. And at night I got a light. So I got a 24-hour business that allows me to travel around the world. Same thing with Bonnie. And you can do the same thing and come to the masterclass at that, just what's going across the bottom there. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So the camera, to answer your question, Ms. Bonnie Faye, is a Canon A6400. I'm not Canon, I'm sorry. It's a Sony, forgive me. Sony A6400 with a 35 millimeter 1.8 lens. Everyone's asking me, I should have an affiliate link for B&H Photo for it. I bought the camera shell without a lens, and then I bought the lens separately. And it was really a good deal. It was a really great deal for me, actually, because I bought it on eBay. And my God, you're going back to New York? Wow. Oh my goodness. Pretty amazing. Anyway. You have the A6400? Well, then just get a 35 millimeter 1.8 lens and you're good to go. It's a great camera. Great camera. I mean, and that's what it'll do for you. It's the lens. It's not the camera. It's the lens. And choosing a camera, gosh, I'm going much longer than I planned to. But choosing the camera, one of the things you should bear in mind is how you're going to use it. What I mean is this. So this camera can be used for live streaming, as you see. It's plugged into the wall, so it's got power going straight to it, so it's not on battery. And the sound is coming from this mic, not from the camera. The camera does have a mic as well. The lower ended cameras on the Sony range, the 5100, for example, and so on, do not have external mic jacks. So if you can use it just for live streaming, like right now, no problem. But if you're going to use it in the field, for example, if I'm traveling, I want to get better photography. And trust me, I thought my iPhone was the cat's meow. It's great, but it's nothing like this. I mean, my God. So to use this camera and maybe shoot videos with it and so on, because I love this faded background behind me, the out of focus background. The iPhone doesn't do that. So, and I've wanted that for years. So to be able to do that and have decent sound, I need an external mic. Therefore, you want to make sure you have an external mic jack, so be able to run a lavalier or whatever other kind of mic you're going to use. That's super, super critical. So I had to upgrade the purchase to have a camera with that capability. There are other ways to manifest it, but this is the best way. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, doesn't it look great? It just, I mean, it's like, I'm still tickled by it. I've had it for a few weeks and it's awesome. And listen, mom likes it. She's like, "Oh, you look so good, son." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks, mom." It just came out really well. And I'll tell you that we're creating a new standard now because everyone they're seeing is like, "I want this, I want this," and that's great. But again, just to reiterate, you're not going to sell more because of your camera. You're going to sell more, make a bigger impact because you open up your heart. The camera just makes it more fun, but it really is. Yeah, isn't it? It's good to see Adam. So yeah. So this is the scoop. And by the way, I've seen you a few times, Adam, lately, because I've done some pre-roll before I go live, and you're in that pre-roll video. So it's been kind of cool. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, mom. Bonnie. You know, it takes one to know one. You are. If only, right? If only we would make. Never mind. I get myself in trouble. I said we'd make beautiful babies if we were compatible, as it were. Anyway. Oh my God, I adore you so much. Anyway, I hope this was helpful today. And if you've gotten hungry, I apologize. Not so much. I have more of this ahead. Come on over. But I don't think by the time you get here, I'd have to make more for you. That's all. Yeah, thanks, Adam. Good to see you. Anyway, I'm going to land this plane because I got stuff to do and get ready for tomorrow morning's masterclass. My tomorrow morning's masterclass, your this afternoon's masterclass, as it were. Travel safe, Bonnie. I hope that the trip is fruitful and uneventful for you, as it were. And with that said, please take care of yourselves. If you're in the States, please consider what you're doing for Thanksgiving from a safety standpoint. Love your family from afar. I forget who it was that said, Zoom with them for Thanksgiving so you don't end up in the ICU for Christmas. And I think that's an important distinction. So do share your Thanksgiving dinner with others digitally and run it that way. My friend Nancy is having a kitchen open house, and she's going to let her Zoom thing just run while she's doing Thanksgiving dinner. I think that's a really great way to play, and not a bad idea. Anyway, you take care. The crumble awaits, and we'll talk soon. Travel safe, everybody. For those of you, for Bonnie, for example, the rest of you, don't go anywhere. Stay where you is. Stay safe. Love a lot. And share that love with others. Bye.